Box, a Formula One podcast. I am Alex Albon's 3-second penalty, Shannon Hayes.
I am Real Madrid's goalie, Thibaut Courtois, Sam Cockcroft.
And I'm Gasly's flavorless birthday cake, Meryl Huseman.
I think we should start off the week by saying hello and thank you to, how many new followers?
250 on TikTok.
Yeah.
A lot.
Our TikTok blew up and went kind of wild this past week. So thank you so much for blowing that up for some reason. Welcome. Hopefully you're listening and you're here.
Yeah.
And second item on the docket is happy birthday as of day of recording to Pierre Gasly, who is now 25 and also has COVID. So
yeah, a wild birthday.
Can't taste that sweet, sweet birthday cake, but yeah. Yeah. Happy birthday to Gasly.
It was also somebody else's birthday, an F3 guy's birthday, but I forgot who.
I was thinking about that and I was like, oh, it's somebody else's birthday for sure. And then I realized that it has nothing to do with F1 and it's actually, I'm pretty sure, the Brooklyn Nets coach Steve Nash's birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Steve Nash, as well. Welcome to the pod.
Welcome to Formula One, Steve Nash.
So I think we've got a few bits of news, and then we're gonna get into covering the virtual GP that they had earlier today at Silverstone. Well, not at Silverstone, but,
virtually at Silverstone.
Virtually, yeah. I'm happy to be able to talk about this one. I wasn't able to make it to talk about the last virtual GP, but this one was really fun. I got to watch it, so.
Yeah, it was really nice to have George back. And also, way better than, last time watching it on the YouTube stream. I, definitely will be following the Twitch streams going forward.
Yeah, Twitch, so good. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
First thing to discuss, or to congratulate Correa on, I guess, is returning to F3.
Yeah, super exciting that he is finally back after 20 plus surgeries on his legs after that crash.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And that was however many years ago too?
Not even.
Last year.
It was
last year. Oh my god.
It was 2019. So it was about a little over a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I mean still not long ago at all. I think definitely glad that he's going to be back soon. I can touch on this, I guess, a little bit in his announcement. Instead of going back to F2, he decided to race with ART and F3 because he wanted to have a little bit more time because F3 is a shorter season, wanted to have more time for any additional surgeries or recovery things that need to happen both before and after the season, and also just to be a little bit more competitive and be able to race a little bit better, not have all the added pressure of trying to return back to F2, which was slightly more competitive, and he's not really in that place yet.
Yeah, I think
overall,
not only physically, but I feel like also
it's a good decision.
Yeah, also mentally, I feel like after having been in a crash like that where, one of his good friends also passed away, I feel like mentally that's very taxing. So definitely to be able to go into F3 first is a good decision.
Yeah, I think more just to get a feel for the car and then can slowly bring it back up and try and be a little bit more competitive.
Gotta ease your way back into it. Baby steps.
Yep, baby steps.
Yeah, but good for him that he's doing that. He could totally have been yep, that was the end for me, no more. Yeah,
his commitment to the sport is wild and very noble.
Yeah, I'm honestly, if I were him, I don't know if I would have been able to go back. I just feel like it would have been so traumatic, but, good for him.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, it's official that the reverse grid in F1 is not happening, but instead, F1 sprints might be a thing.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that sprints were a thing in general until the virtual GPs, because that's how they do their grid, and I love it.
It's kind of cool that we already got a taste for that and saw how it works, because that would be so cool to see in F1 in their actual races.
Definitely. I thought it's so fun because of like how fast paced it is, like to have your qualifying be determined by, 5 laps around the track or something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All at once too. It's not like a time trial. It's just flat out racing, but you gotta be quick.
Yeah. Because I like it too. You don't have to worry about like all of the other things like tires and all of the strategy. It's literally just go as fast as you can and do as like the best that you can. But do you guys know how they determine the like sprint starting grid? Because I feel like that's also important, and I don't know.
Yeah, I also don't actually know.
I think it's probably TBD anyway for how they're gonna do it in Formula One, regardless of how they do it during the virtual GPs. They're probably just gonna make up their own rules anyway.
Yeah. So another 2021 season update. The TBD race is still TBD. But may or may not be Miami?
That would be exciting.
Where is the track in Miami? Have they had F1 GPs there? Or has it been
I don't know if they have, but they do have a decent track. I think they've had MotoGP races there before. Yeah, I think they're definitely just trying to do something in another place in the US to get a little bit more of the US audience, because Americans don't give a shit about motorsport.
Well, hey, NASCAR, what the hell?
Okay.
NASCAR.
How dare you? How dare you?
Okay.
NASCAR.
When I say motorsport, I don't mean NASCAR. All the NASCAR fans are about to come for me.
Watch it. You better watch your fucking back.
I did. Yeah, I really should. Sorry, I'm not interested in watching cars drive around in circles. Excuse me.
But that's very exciting to hear it might be in Miami, because that's a doable travel for us here in the States. I'd love to go see that.
I would love to road trip to Miami.
Yeah. Go see a GP? That's fun as hell. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think it might not be Miami, it might be somewhere else. Still completely unknown.
But you think it's definitely going to be the US?
That's what I've been reading.
Mm.
But news means nothing. So
yeah, it's at the end of the day all speculation.
Yeah, all speculation.
We can certainly hope it's Miami. Yeah. So
that's the hope.
We also got some launch dates for the livery of the teams. Yeah, what do we have? We have McLaren dropping theirs on February 15th, so a fun little treat post Valentine's Day. Just a little sexy.
They should have done it on Valentine's Day for all us single people. Oh, you're going out with your girlfriend or boyfriend? I'm watching the McLaren reveal.
And then AlphaTauri 4 days later on February 19th. Mm-hmm. And then 3 days after that, we've got Alfa Romeo. And then after that, March 2nd, we've got Mercedes. So, and then the rest are TBD.
I just love how, because we're in America and we write our dates differently, I was really confused about all of these. I think it was February 2nd, and I saw all of the tweets for the Mercedes launch, and I was like, that's tomorrow. Oh my god, so exciting. No, it's actually a month away.
I feel that. I felt the same.
And there were also memes about the McLaren merch launch was I think it was February 12th, and they're all of the Americans thinking they have to wait until December 2nd for McLaren merch. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which one are you guys the most excited for? I'm super excited for Aston Martin.
I really want to see Alpines. I'm really excited about that. I think just the new teams.
Yeah. I feel like none of the others are going to be...
Yeah, they're not going to be that much different.
Mercedes is going to be boring.
Yeah, that's what people are so hyped for the Mercedes, and I'm just it's going to be
fast. It's going to be fast, and
it's going to be fast. It's going to, it's going to get the job done.
Yeah. It's going to look exactly the same, probably.
It's going to look the same. I'm here for the cool new design drops. Let's go Alpine. Let's go Aston.
Oh, yeah. So I read that Spinotto said that Ilott would be having more chance at practicing in FP1s during the season at Ferrari, because he's in the Ferrari Drivers Academy. So they're going to try and give him as much track time as they can.
That's exciting.
It'll be good for him.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Though I think it was funny because George and Alex were talking about him during their Twitch stream for the virtual GP, and they were like, "Is he racing this year?" And they're just like having a conversation about it, which I'm actually not sure. Is he racing this year, or is he just?
He's not going back to F2. Ilott is only going to be a test driver for Ferrari, and yeah, he's not going back to F2 this year.
Does he have, like, where would he go in Ferrari? I just don't.
I don't know. He's just a test driver for them, and I guess it's his hope that, like, that's his way in.
Yeah, I just don't know where, like, what his future looks like, because I think Ferrari is pretty set with Leclerc and Sainz for the next few years.
I mean, maybe Haas,
I guess Kimi will probably retire. Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I feel like every year we're like, Kimi's going to retire this year, and he just comes back.
That's true. I guess, I don't know, why does it not piss me off that Kimi is still in F1, but it does piss me off so much that Alonso is still in F1.
Well, see, I think it's the thing that Alonso's coming back.
Yeah, okay, the coming back thing, like, he's, like, made a big fuss about his retirement, and then 2 years later it's back again.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's more that.
I also think it's, like, Kimi's just chilling at Alfa Romeo, back of the grid, having a good time in his slow car.
He's just here for the love of the game, you know?
Yeah. Whereas Alonso's, like, taking a good seat on a good team.
What's that one quote that Kimi did that was like, "I'm not here for you, I'm here for me," or something?
We love Kimi.
Yeah, I do love Kimi. But, I mean, if he retires, that is a potential seat on a Ferrari-affiliated team, so.
100%. Maybe that's what he's hoping for. Yeah.
And then in other news, we have, what is this? Grosjean at IndyCar?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I mean, I don't have a lot of updates for you, but he just announced that he's getting back into the car, which is cool because that means his hands are healing.
Yeah. It's nice to see him back in motorsport. My heart will truly Grosjean forever and ever. Near, far, wherever he are. I know that my heart will Grosjean.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's gonna join Dale. Oh my god, I can't. My pronunciation. Dale Coyne Racing. Yeah, that's who he's joining. I'm assuming I said that wrong, but
it's still exciting. I'm happy for him. I guess more Grosjean / Magnussen news. Motorsport.com published an article saying that they could be potential replacements / I don't think they meant reserve drivers, just like Hulkenberg type replacements during the 2021 season, which is really exciting. Just because I feel like Grosjean deserves another F1 race to just end his F1 career on a slightly higher note.
Yeah. If we could bring Grosjean back instead, I feel like I have to mention it once an episode, but if we can just say no to Mazepin, #,
yeah,
we say no. Replace him with Grosjean, a family man. Yeah. A beautiful boy.
Of course.
Yeah. That would be the ideal scenario.
More just as a person. Maybe not necessarily in the car.
Yeah.
I don't think that Haas can afford Grosjean anymore just because of the cost of the damage that he causes.
Yeah, he causes so much damage.
But, and hear me out, keeps the races exciting. So.
Oh my god.
So that one quote from Drive to Survive where, who is it? I think it's like, it's someone at McLaren, like one of the engineers is like, I reckon Grosjean's not making it around turn 1 at one of the races. then he instantly crashes. And McLaren's like laughing.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. Since we're on the topic of Haas, Mr. Story of Rich Energy tweeted some things, and I don't know how they came up on my Twitter, but they just did, and I have to share them with you because, first off, he doesn't believe in COVID.
Of course he does.
He thinks COVID is a hoax.
Literally, of course.
Yeah, he thinks COVID is a hoax, and he also tweeted that, like, lockdown is the most disgraceful policy of all time, and it's destructing the economy, liberty, and democratic values.
Yeah, of course he feels that way. He's got big, like, Reddit libertarian energy.
He just looks like an American redneck. I'm gonna be honest. Not at all surprised by any of this.
Yeah, that came up on my feed, so I was like, let's see what's going on here. And then the one tweet under that was, I'm gonna just quote it because it's so dumb. Are the likes of Greta Thunberg and David Attenborough aware that for 64.7 million of the last 65 million years, the Earth was warmer and the ocean levels higher? He's basically saying that the climate emergency is not real.
I want him to go full mask off and just tell me there's a flat Earth. Just say it, William. I know you fucking believe it. Just say it. Put on your tinfoil hat, William, and tell me that the Earth is a disc rising through space at 9.8 meters per second squared. You tell me that, William.
Anyway, I think this just, like, really brings together the image of Rich Energy that we already had, that it's just a meme.
Yeah. That's, you know what, it fits and it's correct, you know. There's a conspiracy surrounding them, and he supports conspiracies. It feels right, you know.
I'm really excited for this, like, announcement that they've been building up to. Yeah. They keep saying it's, like, next week, and then next week is pushed back another week. But I think hopefully this week, this is it. Fingers crossed.
I mean, there was that one tweet that he made, and I think I sent that one to you guys, but it was one of him in an office. And first of all, the image of him in the office looks so photoshopped. Like, it just looks like they cropped a photo of him and then placed it in an office. And then the caption is like, one of the biggest beverage companies in the world is becoming a partner in F1. Like,
all right, dude, cool. He means Red Bull.
Yeah.
He certainly doesn't mean Rich Energy.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of not believing in COVID to a full extent, there was an interesting article that you sent, Sam, about how F1 is particularly susceptible to drivers getting COVID.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
I just, like, at the end of the article, they're kind of basically saying that, like, the drivers need to be more cautious and, like, represent motorsport a little bit better and not get COVID. Yeah. And I just was, like, I feel like it's taking a little bit too lightly. Like, they need to be more careful, and, like, all of these pictures and of them, like, on vacation and stuff like that, and I just don't get it. Like, you see a lot of, like, NBA and NFL players in the US getting COVID, but, like, they're playing a very physical contact sport with, like, 30 people. There's no reason why on the grid you should be getting COVID.
Especially in the off season.
Especially in the off season.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I mean, it mentioned how, what is it, Gasly, everyone that got it, like Charles, Gasly, and Lando, they all went to Dubai and, like, were, you know, posting pictures of them hanging out with people and, like, partying with their masks off. And it's like, dude, like, come on, you know, have some common sense here.
Well, apparently Gasly lives in Dubai, like, he has a house there, so he's technically home, but he was still off doing God knows what with other people. So
it's just it's so weird. It's like, I don't know, because I feel like also at that point, like, don't they they definitely all have social media managers who could maybe be like, oh, maybe this isn't a great thing for you to post.
Don't post
and like
this. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I don't know, like they shouldn't be doing it at all, but like posting about it with like the platforms that they have and like kind of promoting that lifestyle right now, also not good. Like don't do that either.
And also it's just it's not like fair on the people that are staying inside and are seeing that and being like, well, why, if they're not staying inside, why the fuck should I? Like,
you know, if everyone could have just, you know, stayed inside for the full quarantine and like been responsible, maybe like we would definitely have this under control a bit more.
Yeah.
But also the article was saying like F1 is particularly susceptible to like getting COVID because they have to travel the world to do their GPs, so it involves a lot of travel. And I was like, well, yeah, like most sports involve travel.
Yeah.
Like that's
I part
feel
of
like
it.
that's
That's part of the
I think like every single sport except for like last year's NBA season where they were in the bubble travels. So that's a terrible excuse. Sorry.
Yeah. Like I understand they're saying like, oh, it's intercontinental travel, and like I kind of get that to a degree, but also like if you're following proper safety precautions, which they're not, but if you are, shouldn't really be an issue.
I'm also gonna say that they all fly like private jets. They're
all
staying within their bubble.
Certainly.
Like they're flying with their closest like team, like maybe their mechanic or whatever. Like there's no way they're not getting COVID from that. They're getting COVID from hanging out with friends.
The article was really funny because it doesn't say that international travel and like planes is the issue. It says being in the airports. Because they don't actually fly on commercial airplanes. They take their private jets. So that's not even, like, the risk. It's literally just the time that they spend in the airport, and that's not, like, a long enough time. Like you said, Shannon, if they're cautious, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Also, the fact that, like, I do see the perspective of Formula One making, like, people, like, the mechanics and, like, any of the engineers and stuff, like, the people that have to, like, physically work in close quarters to one another to, like, make this happen, that do have to travel to all the locations to, like, they're more susceptible to it just due to the nature of their jobs. Yeah. But if you're, like, the solitary driver who, like, you don't have to come into close quarters with people without masks. You're choosing to do that. And, like, you know, it's a bit silly.
I still get really uncomfortable with, like, I think it was, like, after one of Lewis's milestones this season, I cannot remember which one. He, like, before putting his mask on, goes over to his entire team and starts hugging and, like, congratulating, like, they congratulate him or whatever, and I'm just, like, peak anxiety watching all of that happen.
Like, I get your hype, but, like, come on, dude.
Like, it would have taken 2 seconds, mask on, then do all of that.
Yeah.
But,
like,
I mean, that still wouldn't have been ideal, but...
Who do we think is, who do we have up next on our COVID bingo card?
I think
still Max. I'm surprised.
Still Max? I think, you know who I don't think it'll be is Nicholas Latifi. He just keeps posting stuff from home. So I believe Latifi, he's probably safe. Latifi's good in my book.
Yeah, no, he's definitely, that video he posted of all the Nutella in his fridge.
Yeah.
Peak content.
That was such a dad post. Like, for World Nutella Day, he was like, oh, I'm just training for my virtual GP this weekend. Here, come with me and get a snack. And, like, the camera, like, follows over his shoulder to his fridge, and he opens it up. And, like, it's World Nutella Day, so you'd think for, like, a funny video, he would have the whole fridge stocked. But it was, like, 6 jars of Nutella.
I mean, that's still a lot.
I feel like
it's a lot, but, like,
excess.
if you're doing a bit, you know, it's not that bad. Yeah. And it was empty, except for that and, like, an apple in the back.
That's pretty funny, though.
He pushes the Nutella aside and just grabs the apple. So he's not even partaking in World Nutella Day. What
it was because he was like, I'm gonna grab a healthy snack, and then he opens the fridge and it's just Nutella.
It was very, he like did like a cheeky little chuckle at the end, like, oh, like we kid around here. And it was just, it was so dad-like, you know?
Latifi's starting to grow on me. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of funny.
I think I would like him just like as a person. I'm just not happy that he's taking up a seat because I feel like there are other drivers that deserve it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But like his Williams videos with George are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
On the note of Nicholas Latifi, who was at the virtual GP today, why don't we segue into talking about that a bit? So
wait, I can't believe we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. Well,
we've touched on it a little bit, but
yeah. So today was the virtual GP at Silverstone, and it was a really exciting race. I thought it was more exciting than the last one, but I think it was mostly because George was there. And we got this like fun battle for first between him and Albon for most of the race.
Yeah.
And it was very because they were in a Discord call together too the whole time.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was fun to flick on their stream.
Yeah, it was fun to see from their stream because I mean the YouTube was fine, but you don't get to hear any of the banter going on like behind the scenes.
Yeah. I also thought it was so funny that they had the like actual Red Bull esports driver Marcel Kiefer as both of their race engineers essentially. Yeah. So like he's part of the reason why George won the race and like Red Bull lost because of their own driver essentially, which is just funny. But
before the race started, they also did a fun little interview with Esteban Ocon, who was there not driving, just as like emotional support for his friend esports personality Squeezy. Which was just very funny. I found like it was so interesting that he was clearly available and interested in doing the race.
Why wasn't he
he wasn't in it.
I think he didn't have his setup, otherwise he would have done it.
Yeah. Squeezy didn't do too well though, so I think it's possible Esteban did a shit job as his engineer.
Well, at least there weren't as many penalties penalties this time.
Yeah. George only squeaked it out because he had no penalties, and Albon had 1 3-second penalty. And it was really funny because right at the end, I don't know if you saw, but like you definitely did see, you were watching the thing. But George was leading for the last like lap of the race. He just passed Albon, which was really exciting. Everyone in his Twitch chat was typing, "Fuel, your fuel is low. You're running out of fuel. Refuel, George, refuel." And then literally he gets to the last turn of the race and he runs out of fuel and Albon passes him back.
Yeah.
I need to save fuel. I ran out of fuel. Wow. I don't want to win like that. Alex, was there any need? You didn't need to overtake me then.
I had to actually win.
It was so good, but he still,
still won.
Out.
It was also really funny to hear it like that Albon and George were just like communicating with each other, being like, yeah, like I'm gonna keep you ahead of me for now, was what George was saying. And then like on the other side on the YouTube where like the commentators were like trying to see what was happening, they were like, oh, like George is really probably like sweating this right now, he probably really wants to pass Albon, and meanwhile he's like, nah, I'm good here.
It was really funny because I had both of the commentaries on at once, and on the official F1 commentary track, they were like, this would be a really great race if George and Albon can work together on it, but I just don't see the boys doing that. And literally at the same time on George's stream, you just hear them going, all right, do you want to like work together to catch up to Isla? Because I think he was in first at the time, and they were just trying to catch up, and he was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. And then they were being so cooperative when the narrative over on F1 was like, oh, they're battling it out to catch up to Ilott.
These two can work together if they want to try and catch Callum Ilott. I don't think they'll start working together in the slightest.
Here, Alex.
Copy, George.
Thank you, Alex. I'm saving the OS, so we need to work together here, Albon.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's
good man.
And there was another thing that they said on there that was like, oh yeah, they're not really joking. You can't hear any of what they're saying, but you can see that they're being very serious and they're very focused. And like literally the whole time they're just chatting about mostly race stuff, but also just having a conversation.
You could see every time during the race that just pop up in the bottom screen, you saw the drivers and fully focused on trying to get the best job.
We're racing here, Alex, and we're just having a general chit-chat.
Yeah. It was also the point where Thibaut Courtois passed both of them, and they were like, "Did we just get passed by a professional goalkeeper? How is he so fast?"
What is it?
You've just been overtaken by a professional goalkeeper.
Stop! Timo's fast! What is this?
He's on the soft.
Like, the saltiness was real on that. It was so funny.
Today there was also a woman, right? I don't exactly know who she was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For Alpine?
Yeah, with Alpine.
So she was in for Alpine. She's the first woman to partake in one of those virtual GPs.
Yo!
Professional Twitch streamer, Tia Musant, and she was out there racing for Alpine, which was very fun. And really great to see because she's the first woman to partake in one of these virtual GPs. She didn't do great.
She finished last, didn't she?
No, she didn't, because the person in front of her had a 6-second penalty, and she didn't. So she ended up coming in 15th, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. See, those penalties come in clutch in these virtual GPs.
Okay, where are the W Series drivers at though?
Yeah.
Like, where's Jamie Chadwick? What's she up to? Why is she not doing this?
She's out there. She's at the gym getting buff. Well, I think it's so cool that they have. I mean, these virtual GPs are really just, keeping me alive through this miserable time between.
Yeah.
Until the season
I feel
starts.
that. This gave me the legitimate, fun F1 Sunday excitement that we normally get.
Exactly.
And I didn't really have that last time because I wasn't watching the actual stream of the drivers, because I'm here for the drivers and their personalities, and I like to see that, So yeah, it was really exciting. There was also the fun banter between Albon and Russell, where I think Russell asked Albon, like, "Oh, do you have any penalties yet?" And Albon goes like, "I cannot confirm nor deny that." And George is like, "Well, I can see you just got a penalty, so I know you have one."
Have you had any warnings, Alex?
Maybe. Have you had 0?
I may have had 1 or 2. I am neither confirming nor denying.
And then after that, when he was like, "Should I give myself a penalty just to make things interesting?"
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny.
I love that.
This is a race, guys. I mean,
This is boring.
I mean, I could just get a track limits penalty to make this interesting.
No, don't do it. But don't do it to do it.
What do you mean don't do it to do it?
No, I love the energy of it being very laid back.
Yeah.
It's just for fun and charity, and everyone's having a good time, just chilling. It's real good. It's very nice.
Good stuff. Where is next weekend's race? I should know this, but
Brazil, I think.
Oh, sad.
I know. I want more, but it's okay. It'll hold us over for one more week, and then we won't have that many weeks without anything.
Well, then all of the livery announcements and things start. Yeah. So that'll be another thing that we can follow and occupy our time until our Sunday races come back.
It's just all about occupying time until our Sundays are back to normal.
You know what? I'm not looking forward to the early mornings. I will say that, but. If we could just have them all be at 12 p.m. EST, that's great for me. Can we just schedule the races around me personally? Thank you.
Well, that's how they get the American audience. Just make them all at 12 Eastern. And then
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. That's all they have to do.
I don't think that's all they have to do.
It's most of it. Americans don't like waking up for shit, and that's the fact.
On a Sunday, too? Oof.
On a Sunday? I don't think so.
Listen, if it's on a Sunday morning and you're up early, you're probably going to church, which means you're not watching the race. So it has to be later in the day. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Americans don't do that.
Nope.
All right. Well, I think on that, that about wraps up the episode. This was a little all over the place. We were a little bit less scripted this week, as you could probably tell. But you know what? This is our vacation episode. We're loosey-goosey. We're just keeping things off the cuff. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to all of our new followers on TikTok. If you haven't followed us on TikTok yet, we are at BoxBoxBox Podcast, and we are also that on Instagram. And on Twitter, we are at BoxBoxBoxPod. So go ahead and give us a follow there. Contribute to our internet empire. Please. Join us. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Auf Wiedersehen.